Blessed be everybody, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are going to do a Witch Please family member's request. And the request was for Dominadora Oil. So I thought to myself, Dominadora, I got y'all covered, Witch Please family. If you want to know it, I'm going to teach you. Dominadora Oil is great for when it comes to compelling people, asserting your dominance, subduing people. It's also great for when you're going for a job to be able to command the respect and command someone to hire you. It is wonderful when it comes to allowing yourself, commanding yourself. If there's something that you're having a difficult time with, you can also use St. Martha or Dominadora Oil for that. If you are a submissive person, okay, and you have a difficult time being able to command the respect that you want from a person, or a situation, this is a very, very good oil for you to use. Now, I've also had clients who were fundamentally difficult, and they wanted to be more submissive. Now again, up here on Witch Please, we cater to everybody, okay? So there are people who want to be more submissive and want to be more, and they were able to use this Dominadora Oil to be able to subdue themselves so that they could be more submissive as well. So the sky really is the limit in the use of this oil. So in this vial here, I have 2 ounces of castor oil, some cedar wood, calamus root, catnip, angelica, Asafoetida. If you're looking for it in East Indian shops, just ask for hing and they'll know what it is. Bergamot oil, calamus oil, patchouli oil, rosemary oil, licorice root, comfrey herb, garnet, red jasper, tobacco, and I'm not going to be using this today, but another good one is galangal root. So if I have a lady who comes in and she wants to embrace her female power and she wants to have that strength and use her female wiles as a source of strength and power, I will add a little bit of the galangal root within the bottle that I give to her. But we're just going to make the base one now. You can gussy it up in any way that you like. Again, if you do not have all the oils, you can just use the herbs. If you do not have the herbs, you can use just the oils, or you can add in things as you see fit. Again, your intuition will be the best teacher you will ever have. You're also going to need the 4th seal of Saturn, and this is used for enforcing your command and your will over other people, having them submit to you. So this is a wonderful seal, the 4th seal of 4th Solomon seal, or 4th pentacle of Saturn. Okay, so why do we use these things? Well, first of all, the castor oil has a dominating effect in and of itself. So I wanted to go right out of the base, and I always use castor oil straight out of the gate to be able to create that dominance that I want. Cedar wood is a very strong, compelling herb, and it allows you to stay steadfast, as solid as a tree, right? You cannot be moved, you cannot be shaking. Your will and your dominance really is the thing that is going to be in control of this situation. Comfrey root is another powerful dominance herb when it comes to imposing your will on somebody or something. It is powerful in the way that it is a root, it is solid, it is unshakable, right? And it also heightens the vibration of dominance. What can cause domination? Domination can be caused by fear, you're afraid of this might happening, or the person may attack you, or so on. But dominance can also be imposed on someone if the person gets a feeling of a high with you, or they get the feeling of, attraction or whatnot. So you want to be able to bring that into seductiveness. You kind of want to have that as well. So I bring in the catnip for that purpose. I use angelica root because angelica root is very, very good at bringing in a sense of almost comfort. We want them to kind of submit to us of their own free will, okay? We don't want them to have their guard up or their defenses up. We want them to basically be like, I'm going to submit to you because I choose to submit to you. Now, don't get me wrong. This oil does impose your will over someone. But we want to be able to break that down a little bit and not have it be something that is aggressive, or someone feels that they're aggressively being dominated, that they submit to you. So we bring in the Angelica for that. I bring in Asafoetida or Hing because of the fact that it is great for breaking down anybody's protective barriers. Okay, so if it's their conscious protection, if it's their subconscious, if they have spirits protecting them, a little bit of Hing can actually break those down and subdue them, so you can actually get directly to the person that you are trying to dominate or control. Bergamot is another great one when it comes to doming, and it's also very good for bringing in that euphoric feeling as well. It's very enticing and very intoxicating. And it can also bring in a sense of not really knowing where you are, which way is up, but also being enticed by that feeling as well. So we bring in the bergamot. Now the calamus root, we have that connected to the calamus root, the herb that I have put in there. Patchouli. It's great for grounding, okay? The last thing you want to do is have someone submit to you, to your will, or you want to control them or whatever, or a situation, and have the person feel, or the situation not be grounded, because it could just fly all over the place and you can end up not getting the results that you truly want. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in this grounding element to make sure that everything is grounded and taken care of, so we don't have to worry about any mishaps. Rosemary, another great one for comfort, another great one for keeping everything even keel. Dominance is not about, or controlling a situation is not about being aggressive and having people fear you and whatnot. That is an approach, and that is kind of what you want, but you don't want it to be something where people are just terrified of you. You don't want to go into a job interview and have your bosses fear you. They're not going to hire you. All right, you want to be able to bring in that sense of comfort and understanding, and this person's going to be a great fit, what have you, but you're still in control. Licorice root, another great herb for dominance, and it allows you to be able to stay strong. It allows you to be able to stay enticing. It allows you to be able to keep your focus, not derail yourself, not get confused in what you're doing. You know, hopefully you have really thought about the work that you're going to be doing before you just kind of set out there and do something that's going to cause dominance, because really, darling, you need to make sure that it's right with you, that your fundamental beliefs and whatnot are okay with what's going on. Because if you're not, darling, you can end up with a whole plethora of problems that you really don't want to go through. Tobacco. An easy submission. That's the way that I can put it. It's an easy submission. It's not going to be a conflict. Because as I said, some people are just fundamentally stubborn. So you want to bring in that addiction as well. So someone's going to be addicted to submitting to you. Now, garnet is a wonderful, wonderful stone, and a lot of the times people call this the vampire stone. I've heard it been called that before, because it is very enticing and it is very seductive. And what it does is it actually brings in your quote-unquote victims, so it draws them in. Red jasper, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, well, a lot of these stones have their positive qualities. Well, they do have their positive qualities, but they also have qualities that can be used for forceful magic. And we use jasper, red jasper, because it is a foundational one. It is connected to the 3 lower chakras. So if you're using this, you can actually shake someone's foundations, okay? And if you have somebody who is fundamentally stubborn when it comes to situations like this, and they don't really want to give up their will that easily, this can shake them up enough. And this, in conjunction with the Hing or Asafoetida, you put these two together, you've broken down their defenses, you've shaken up their foundations. They are going to submit to you. That's just the way it is. They are going to give up the power, whether it be, as again, whether it be business, whether it be personal, whatever it is, they're going to give up their power because they have nothing to hold on that's going to keep them strong enough to be able to resist your demand. And the fourth seal of Saturn to be able to command people in any way that you want. Okay? Have them bend to your will. Have them be compelled to do what you tell them. So what we're going to do is we are going to open up our bottle now. Okay? And we are going to start by putting in our dry herbs. So I am going to take each one of these and pray over them individually. And then I am going to add them to the master bottle. So now what we're going to do is we are going to use the Asafoetida or hing. Now this is very, very potent stuff, y'all. So I'm really not using very much of this at all. I am going to just, in fact, what I have here is a little too much, but it fell in here, so that's what I feel that Saint Martha wants me to use, so I'm going to use it in this mixture. So I'm going to pray over it with the intent to be able to break down defenses so that the dominance can go through and actually permeate the person or the situation that you are trying to have control over. So now I'm going to take the licorice root and I'm going to break it into 3 pieces. And I'm going to put these 3 pieces in the master bottle after I've prayed over them. Alright, so now we've added in all of our dry herbs, and what we're going to do is we are going to add in our oils now. So bergamot oil is going to be the strongest scent that we have here, okay? So we're going to add 21 drops of the bergamot. Calamus is going to be the second most dominant oil in here, and we are going to be adding 11 drops of this. The next one is going to be patchouli, and we are going to add 7 drops of this. And last but not least is the rosemary, and we're only going to be adding 3 drops of this. Now, actually the vibration I feel quite good with, to be honest with you. The scent, I'm a little concerned with the amount of Asafoetida that dropped out, so I'm just going to see if I have to add a little bit more because I don't want it to have that undertone to it. I'm good. Okay, so now we are going to add in our red jasper. So we're just going to say a little prayer over this and then add it to the master bottle. Alright, and the last one is garnet. So we're just going to put a little bit of this in the palm of our hand. We're going to pray over it and we are going to add it to our master bottle. Alright, and last but not least, we are now going to take our 4th seal of Saturn and we are going to fold it away from us, okay? Because we are imposing our will on someone else. So I fold it once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times. There we go. I already prayed over the oil before I used it, so I'm just going to drop this in, right? And it will fall apart, but that's good, okay? You don't want to be concerned about it falling apart, because what it's going to do is as it falls apart and becomes part of the oil, it actually will amplify the power, I find, when I do this. So I normally will wait until it starts to disintegrate within the oil before I start using it. I want to make sure that I have the 4th pentacle of Saturn submerged in the oil, so we're all good. And I was doing that clockwise, okay? We're going to take the top off now and we are going to smell. Spectacular. I love this. Alright, now we're going to do our final prayer over the entire mixture. And there you have it, y'all. You are all done, and this is good to go. As I said, I normally wait until it starts to disintegrate, the paper starts to come apart a little bit, it's really saturated. I will normally wait for that to happen before I will use this, but I have used it in a hurry before and it has worked wonders for me. But the longer I've had them, the stronger and more potent it gets. Alright everybody, and that is our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not subscribed, well, you need to press subscribe and join the Witch Please family. Do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, as well as Facebook. You can always send me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com, or you can leave a message below and I will try to either assist or comment or whatever I need to do to try and help you on your path. I said it before, boo-boo, and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my world. It is an honor to have you in my magic. And you are always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch Please. I love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye.